Hello, everybody. It's Bob, and today we will be talking about an alleged kidnapping attempt on an individual. Um, when I was in the province about a year and a half ago, and that individual was me. It's a really strange story, and it has much to do with the language barrier. Okay, so stay tuned for that. So, the story goes we were out at my girlfriend's province and meeting her family, and I decided that we should have like a bonding thing going for a day. Her parents work very hard, um, so I figure let's all just go out, go to a beach, enjoy the day, have some good food, good conversation, and just enjoy the day. Get to know each other. So the girlfriend came up with this idea of this beach. And the beach, the only access to it was to take a boat. And it's a short boat ride, about 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. It's not much. And so we get there, and I've told this story before, I believe, this part of it. We get there, and her dad had me stay in the vehicle that we were in the car. And he went around and negotiated the price to go to this beach. He ended up getting two boats because there was a bunch of us going, and the boats were pretty small. So he negotiates this price, and I come around the corner, and that's when the captains were like, "Ah, crap, we could have got more money for this guy." Well, that should have been a red flag. We get out to this beach at like 8 or 9 in the morning. There's like maybe 6 people there on this huge beach, beautiful beach, and we enjoy the day. But I noticed a couple of individuals that were giving me the heebie jeebies. And they kept coming around. And so apparently her dad noticed this too. And they don't speak Tagalog down there. They speak Bicol. So it's a completely different type of dialect. They have like 140 plus dialects here. So this one individual kept hanging out by this little sari that was behind our little area that we were all hanging out at. The other one was always going to this vacant one next to us. Now that was the one that I keyed up on. Eventually, I keyed up on the one that was over by the uh, the sari. So as the day progressed, I noticed her brothers were always around me, no matter where I went, and I got the gut feeling that something may be up. So it comes time for the boat guys to come back. It's like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and they're trying to talk to her dad, into saying, agreeing to having all the kids go on one boat with the women, and then all the men go on another boat. And her dad wasn't having that. But throughout the day, he kept hearing these little the chatter, like about a possible kidnapping that's going to happen to an American or a foreigner, and I was the only one there that was a foreigner. So her dad, being a smart guy that he is, put two and two together. So what ended up happening was a couple of the men and the women went on the one boat, and the rest of us, including myself, her dad, two of her brothers, and two brother-in-laws, got on the boat with us. All the men had knives. So as we get on the boat, they start putting up this perimeter around me, the brothers. On the outside, they had one brother on one side, another brother on the other side, the dad and a brother-in-law in the back of the boat, and another brother, I think, and a brother-in-law up front behind the captain. And we get back, and I took pictures of all these guys, just, her relatives all around me on this boat. So we get back, We get close to where we're going to dock. We notice we're not going to the same place. So my spidey senses start to raise, and then I realize this is must where they park these boats, because a whole bunch of them there, but we were at a different spot. So we finally get off. We get in the car, and again, her family's surrounding me, and we get into the car, and she tells me that the two captains were going to hire two men to help kidnap me and bring me and the kids out to the middle of nowhere and hold us hostage until I paid a ransom. That was the story. Her dad and her brothers did not take kindly to that. And we agreed after that that any beach that needs a boat access, we're not going to take anymore. That was a huge security risk. I should have known better. But everything was handled quite well by the brothers and her dad. They would have, from what I understand, they would have killed them. Even if they would have made a move, the brothers and her dad would have, the dad gave out orders to kill. And it made me feel a little uncomfortable, but it kind of made me feel okay at the same time. And I learned at that point her dad was a pretty good man. And he didn't leave my side most of the time that I was visiting. And he also had this dog that was there. And its name was Gurley. Except in Beacole, it was something else, but it was Gurley. And this dog would not leave my side either. The dog would follow me at a distance. If I sat down, it would sit down within about 10 feet of me. Didn't matter if the girlfriend was going out or her son was going anywhere. If I didn't leave, that dog did not leave either. It was a good dog. When I go back out there, hopefully the dog's still there. I want that dog. But nothing came of it. But I'm glad nothing came of it. But it came pretty close. I think the boat captains got the idea that it wouldn't have been a good idea to even attempt that. Her dad had one of those long knives. I think it's called like a bolo or something. Really long knife. He had brought it with him, but he had wrapped it up and put it in some bag. And then when he got into the back of the boat, he strapped it on himself. All the other brothers all had knives on them. They were ready to go to town. They were not going to hesitate. So yeah, that's my story here. I did not let it shine a dull light on the Philippines for me. I know out where she is at, they're not used to foreigners at all. I was one of 3 there in town, just 3. And those other 2 were just kind of passing through like tourists, just, oh, this is a nice town, look at this, type of thing. I did get a lot of attention there when we would go into town. My girlfriend would talk to the women there, and yeah, there was a lot of talk about me there at the town, because I was the white guy, the foreigner. So yeah, I didn't let it dampen what I thought of the Philippines, and I still want to go back there. Except we're not going to that beach. I learned that lesson, not doing that. So that's my story. Thought I'd tell it. Like I said, this channel, I'm going to be brutally honest with things. I don't care. You know, some people in these comments are, I can almost guarantee half of them never have been here. And the other half have either been arrested or have had bad relationships, like I said in the past. And they just think I'm glorifying the Philippines, and I'm not. I'm giving an honest interpretation from my point of view. And even though that happened, I still love it here. Absolutely love it. So thank you again for subscribing, all the subscribers out there recently. I appreciate your support. Gives me encouragement to keep going. So if you haven't already, like, subscribe, and hit the bell if you like this stuff. And I will see you guys in the next video.